All right, so without further ado, I'd like you to welcome William Garcia and Drew McIntosh to come up here and tell us their story.
They sometimes don't even know what is like punk rock, you know. It's like there is not a scene in Cuba of punk rock. Like there in Havana might happen that they were kind of scared of what was going on at that time because it was like kind of pretty into punk ideas, you know, like more into like what I can say like destroy things, not like the positive waves of punk. But at the start, it's like Cuba is a totally different like society and country from what we have been seeing here. Thanks to this trip, we all have had the opportunity to see how bands work here, how they like practice. Like we don't have stores in Cuba, for example, like to buy instruments. Then there was like that hard time we had to go through in Cuba that there was like nothing coming anymore from Europe, from the communist countries there. So it was like pretty hard time because there was like not anymore like instruments, like no amps, like no drum, not even like strings for guitar. And also because we started like playing there with, we didn't have like instruments. We go there and pick up that guitar and the bass and the drums and play there, but you cannot like bring them home to study or like to try to improve, you know, like your skills or whatever. So it was just going there like once a week and try to start your own thing.
Do you think it was dangerous to play music that's regarded as anti-authoritarian in Cuba at that time, or was it didn't really matter?
Yeah, of course it is. I guess it's still it is, you know. It's like we haven't been ever like stopped in a show or like sometimes we put like together these Cuban rock festivals with include like all types of rock music in Cuba. And like at least we as a band, we have never gone through like police, like going to a show to stop like doing the show. But there would always like be people like following you. Like it's like I don't mean like they are like every day after you. You know, it's like they go to shows just to see what you're doing. You know, it's like I guess it's like kind of like normal stuff. They just want to keep things, you know, like going their own way.
Sort of on this real adventure that we'd undertaken on this tour, you know, it was stuff we were doing every day. It was just mind blowing to me, you know, trying to rustle up a ride from Santa Clara to Havana in the streets in the morning, and you know, you're going off in 3 groups and trying to find the best option and meeting back up to report and figure out if it's going to be dump truck, bus, or 2 cars, you know.
Yeah.
And so that, I think, for me, that was sort of at the beginning for sure. Was just like I really enjoyed everybody that I'd met down there and just wanted to keep working on this stuff. And so Solidarity Rock evolved from sort of a friendship connection between a bunch of different people, you know. But William and I sort of were in contact constantly and just sort of scheming and planning and making it happen. And then I guess here we are today.
Yeah.
So.
Well, I'd like to know, William, like what was the effect of the first time, the first care package, and you know, having the equipment the first time? How did that affect the scene?
I would like to first like talk about like this first trip Drew was talking about, like 7 and 7 is like at the time 7 and 7 is got into Cuba, like Santi Spiritus. No one had ever seen like a foreign band playing like indie rock. We didn't even knew what indie rock music was all about. You know, when it was like kind of like impact there in the musicians in Santi Spiritus and also in the other places we were like playing, like making the band play. You know, and then after they like Drew go with the idea of making this thing happen. You know, it's like they made the show Solidarity Rock and they sent the package to Cuba, and then we started like we had this video cam and we started like making projects what to do exactly with it because we wanted to document all the punk shows and important things happening in Santi Spiritus that we didn't have like the opportunity to show people what was happening there, you know, and we really wanted to like to let people know even around like in Cuba to let people know what is happening in Santo Espiritu, because sometimes like it's like our city, it's like people think that nothing is happening there, you know, and that is not true, you know. So
I have no idea what that's.
yeah. That's why I wanted to mention it. Right now, I cannot tell you what's the next step, but keep working, like for sure, like keep making more things possible, not just for us, but like for everybody.